Have a hankering for a cheesy Gordita Crunch? How about a 5-layer burrito? Is your mouth watering yet? Well, according to some Taco Bell employees, not every menu item is worthy of a late-night pit stop. Steak has been a major player in several of Taco Bell's signature dishes, from the burritos to the nachos. The double steak grilled cheese burrito was so beloved that it was recently brought back onto the menu. However, if certain employees are to be believed, the steak might be best avoided. One former Taco Bell manager wrote on Reddit, "If the steak isn't switched out regularly, and if it's old, it gets really, really nasty. Steak is only good fresh, otherwise it's a hard pass." In an AMA on Reddit, a user who claimed to be a former assistant manager at Taco Bell also criticized the steak, writing, "Worst thing has got to be anything with steak. Steak doesn't sell as much compared to chicken and beef, so it'll just sit there for hours. Plus, it's not like actual steak." This isn't the first time that the chain's meat has come under fire for its supposed lack of quality. Back in 2011, the Alabama law firm of Beasley Allen took Taco Bell to court, claiming that its beef was comprised of more filler than actual meat. Although Taco Bell was vindicated, it still has had to weather claims of mystery meat filling its taco shells.
Steak Tex? Steak Slim.
Apparently, the refried beans at Taco Bell aren't anything to write home about. This could be distressing news for Taco Bell fans, as refried beans are included in a number of the chain's most notable items. Everything from the 5-layer burrito to the Fiesta taco salad features beans in some form or another. However, if people who claimed to have worked at Taco Bell are to be believed, going for the beans may not be the best option. The beans are the subject of an unappealing recipe, as one employee reportedly claimed on Reddit. This person wrote that Taco Bell's refried beans come in a bag and are mixed with 3 liters of boiling water. Then, after sitting for 45 minutes, the refried beans are ready to serve. Another employee writing on Reddit also cited the beans as their least favorite menu item. The user wrote, "I already didn't like them, but pouring a bag of brown substance and mixing with water to make beans is a big turnoff." It can be distressing to think that Taco Bell's cheese might not always be 100% acceptable, especially considering it's a staple of the chain's menu. One Reddit user who spoke up during an AMA about their time working at Taco Bell pulled back the curtain on the rather long shelf life of Taco Bell's cheese. The former employee wrote, "As far as cheese, it's real, but it also doesn't expire for a very, very, very long time, like almost a year. So it's got to be full of preservatives." They may be onto something, as a 2021 study published in the Journal of Exposure Science and Environmental Epidemiology revealed that samples collected from Taco Bell meals were found to contain small amounts of phthalates. Phthalates are chemicals typically found in plastic. However, that may have more to do with how the cheese is stored and served in plastic containers. Either way, it's hardly appetizing. Perhaps even more frightening is the story shared by a former employee who found themselves literally scarred by their encounter with Taco Bell cheese. This person wrote on Reddit, "I was using the nacho cheese pump when it came out in a huge splurt, got everywhere. Some got on my wrist, and now it's discolored in that spot. This happened a year ago, and I still have this spot." Taco Bell and breakfast have long had a contentious relationship. Back in 2014, the chain debuted the Waffle Taco, which featured sausage and eggs stuffed into a waffle taco shell and coated with syrup. Although it was a social media sensation, the Waffle Taco was never a big seller and was yanked from the menu within a year. Since then, Taco Bell has revamped its approach to the morning meal, preferring to keep things simple with breakfast burritos and crunch wrap. The company even recruited actor and comedian Pete Davidson for an ad campaign where he issued an apology for overthinking breakfast.
Taco Bell went a bit crazy with its breakfast. It was too much.
However, starting the day at Taco Bell still doesn't sit right with some of the chain's employees. One Reddit user who claimed to be a Taco Bell shift manager was pretty blunt in their assessment of the chain's morning lineup, writing, "To be honest, I don't like anything on the breakfast menu. The preparation and the ingredients that go on the items just make it disgusting to me." Another Reddit user and employee also painted a grim picture of how breakfast at Taco Bell is prepared, writing, "The eggs come in a big plastic bag akin to the beef. It starts out as a solid block of yellow egg substance. You put it in the thermalizer, and when you take it out, you basically mash the bag to break up the egg." When it comes to Mexican dining, guacamole is pretty much a prerequisite. In theory, it should be a layup for any establishment. We're talking about a relatively simple mixture of avocados, tomatoes, onion, and a little seasoning after all. However, Taco Bell has been called out before for its subpar guac, with one Reddit user saying, "It doesn't even taste like guacamole, and the texture? Yuck, it's like yogurt." Late last year, Taco Bell revamped the recipe for its guacamole. Now the chain says that it's made fresh daily with Hass avocados. However, a review on the takeout was less than favorable. The review noted that, despite the franchise's promise of freshness, the upgraded guacamole still harbored a flavor that suggested it had come from a plastic bag. Even more damning was a 2023 Reddit AMA with a person who claimed to be a Taco Bell employee. The user called out the side dish for its lack of quality, writing, "I would never do the guac though. It's usually like the least used ingredient and is usually left out in a warm environment." The rolled chicken tacos has long been a fan favorite item at Taco Bell, with an on-again, off-again status that has proven to be the source of much anguish amongst its loyal devotees. Featuring shredded chicken rolled up in a deep-fried corn tortilla, the tacos were so beloved by some fans that their removal from the menu prompted numerous outcries on Reddit, with one user writing, "These are literally god-tier Taco Bell food. I would sacrifice my ring finger for these to come back." Despite such praise, however, employee reviews of the rolled chicken tacos were not quite as kind. In a Reddit AMA, a user who claimed to be an assistant general manager at a Taco Bell was asked about the worst menu items to make, as well as their least favorite menu items overall. The user cited the double-stacked tacos and Crunchwrap sliders as being the worst to put together from an employee's perspective. They then said that the rolled chicken tacos were the worst items overall. The user said on Reddit, "Rolled chicken tacos were gross and supermarket tier." Taco Bell's Mexican pizza is one of the chain's most popular items, as proven by the fact that more than 20 million were sold nationwide over the course of 3 months in 2022.
Mexican pizza. Maybe you wouldn't expect it from an ordinary fast food place, but at Taco Bell, you would.
The frenzy over the item was so great that Taco Bell was forced to temporarily pull the Mexican pizza from its menu because it couldn't keep the ingredients in stock. Unfortunately for Mexican pizza lovers, a Reddit user claiming to be a Taco Bell employee said that this particular item is a real no-no. The user wrote, "The shells are super gross, and they're probably the items people will mess up the most." Another Reddit poster who claimed to work for Taco Bell shared their own tale of despair over the Mexican pizza, writing, "I remember at least once a shift, someone would open the steamer to put a pizza in, and there's already one sitting in there. They're just so easy to forget." Many people look at chicken as a better meal option than red meat, seeing as it's low in fat and high in protein. At Taco Bell, shredded chicken might be considered a nice option for people looking for something a little leaner, as well as those with certain dietary restrictions. However, as of November 2020, shredded chicken was removed from the Taco Bell menu, which is perfectly okay for some employees. According to a TikTok user describing themselves as a former Taco Bell employee, the shredded chicken was worse than the seasoned beef.
But the shredded chicken is all the bits of the chicken that you don't want to eat, and I promise you eventually you're going to get a bone.
On the other hand, another former Taco Bell employee had nothing but good things to say about the shredded chicken. This person wrote on Reddit, "Dude, why did they take away the shredded chicken? I used to work there and every day I had shredded chicken burritos." As with many discontinued menu items, there's always a chance that the shredded chicken could make a comeback at Taco Bell. If that should happen, however, it's up to you which former employee's word to take. The chili cheese burrito has long been a popular item for Taco Bell cravers everywhere. After it was suddenly discontinued at many locations during the 90s, the burrito is still technically available at select locations, mostly as a secret menu item. But for diners who are seeking out a zesty kick of 90s nostalgia, they may want to look elsewhere. For one thing, the cheddar cheese contains an anti-caking agent called cellulose, and one of its most common sources is wood pulp. That said, you may not want to freak out immediately. That's because cellulose is a common food additive that's okay to consume in small amounts, at least as far as the FDA is concerned. Moreover, if you decide to make a late-night Taco Bell run, then you may be rolling the dice when it comes to the quality of what's in your burrito. By the time you pull up to the drive-thru, that chili in your meal may be well past its prime, at least when it comes to taste. One Reddit user claiming to be a former Taco Bell employee wrote, "Most Taco Bells just let the chili sit in the pans for hours before doing anything with it. But best bet is to go around 11 a.m. or 4 p.m. because those are big prep times, and then chili will be made fresh and tasty." The words fast food and fried are pretty much intertwined, and Taco Bell's fried menu items, such as its famous nacho fries, are definitely among the chain's most popular foods. First debuting in 2018, the nacho fries quickly earned so many fans that, after a brief hiatus, they came back in January 2019 with a new flavor, buffalo chicken. But despite all that praise, some employees recommend steering clear of fried foods altogether at the Bell. On Reddit, a Taco Bell employee dished on everything going on at the restaurant, from the cleanliness of the bathrooms to the popularity of the Doritos Locos Taco. But one area in which this anonymous employee was not too complimentary was the condition of the fryer oil. The user wrote, "The grossest thing I've seen has to be the fried foods. We'll keep the oil there for hours upon hours with stuff floating in it, old potatoes, tortilla chips. The fried food still tastes good, but it is a little gross." This lack of fryer cleanliness has reportedly led to a dip in the quality of fried foods at some locations. One Reddit user, who claimed to be a former Taco Bell employee, wrote, "The cinnamon twists will just reflect whatever the fryer tastes like. Not many people were trained to clean and maintain the fryer."